What I have to say is wonderful, Daddy, and there's someone I want you to meet.
A young man?
Yes. If it's okay, we'd like to come to Philadelphia.
What's the urgency?
I'll tell you when I see you.
Well, then I'll come to Port Charles.
Oh, no, that's not necessary, Daddy.
Something tells me it is, sweetheart. And if I need a backup, I'd as soon have your grandmother around. I'll be there tomorrow.
Can you spare the time from work, Daddy? Because
I've been meaning to visit Mother anyway. Is she there?
Yeah. Hold on. Grammy, he's coming tomorrow. Why does he always make me feel like I'm 10 years old?
Hi, David.
Hello, Mama.
It'll be wonderful to see you. Margaret making the trip with you?
She's visiting her sister, Mama.
Well, I know you must be tired of eating your food, so I'm going to fix you one of your favorites.
Am I going to have an appetite after I find out what's going on with Keisha?
Well, she wants to tell you herself.
Just reassure me that I don't have anything major to worry about.
Not any more than any other parent. I'll see you tomorrow.
Maybe I should wait till after Daddy's had dinner before introducing him to Jason and mentioning Paris. Or would it be better to have Jason arrive right before we eat, and then maybe Daddy be distracted by the food, and we could hit him with the trip during dessert, when he's got his mouth full of your pie? Oh, I don't know.
Oh, Keisha, what does all this worrying tell you about your trip?
Nothing about the trip, Grammy. Plenty about me and Daddy. You don't know how wonderful it's been to be out from under constant disapproval. But something tells me we're going to make up for it over this one.
What's your beef, little bit?
So it's going to be very affordable, and it's not like we're sneaking off for some romantic interlude. This will be an educational experience.
Ah, springtime in Paris. Oh, yeah.
Are you being sarcastic?
No, ma'am.
I could use a little support here. Justice, you like Jason. You always said he was totally dependable. Just because he's a Quartermain, it doesn't mean he's trouble. Be fair.
Look, you do not need my opinion thrown into this mix. And as for my support, you have it, you always will have it, and you're gonna need it.
Gee, thanks.
Anybody home?
Come on in.
We decided to take you at your word when you said drop by any time. Hi, cousin.
Well, it appears there's some explanations are in order.
All in good time.
Oh, Ma and Pops, Carmen and Gloria, I'd like you to meet Mary Mae Ward, jazz and blues singer extraordinaire and the heart and soul of the Bradley Ward House, where kids learn what love's all about.
And we learn from them.
Yeah,
Isn't that the truth?
Welcome. This is my granddaughter, Keisha.
Hello.
And this is my grandson, Justice.
Hi, pleasure to meet you.
Justice is a city councilman.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Any chance we can get the nickel tour?
Well,
David!
oh, hey, this is Brian.
Brian.
All right, well, follow us.
Okay.
Right, Brian?
Thank you.
Ned, Jason told me that you gave the okay for us to go to Paris on the Quartermain jet. Thank you.
I hope you have a wonderful trip.
Well, we still have a few obstacles to overcome.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Right.
You certainly have made a wonderful home here.
Oh, imagine where these kids would be without Mary Mae.
Really just wonderful.
Thank
As soon as
you.
we get back to Brooklyn, I'm sending you some stuff from the store.
Oh.
Baseball, bats, gloves, soccer balls. I'll even send you some of those snow saucer things for sledding.
Oh, thank you. We're very grateful. We make every dollar count around here.
Yeah, well, L&B is donating a portion of our proceeds from Mary Mae's new CD to the Ward House.
I'm going to set up a display case at Guts and Glory. That's my store to sell L&B product. We'll push your CD very hard.
Yeah.
Once people hear it, word of mouth will take care of the rest. Ready for lunch?
Oh, wait, it seems like we just had breakfast.
I'm starved.
Will you join us, Mary Mae? Justice, Keisha, you too?
No, I'm sorry, I can't.
Neither can I.
And I have something to discuss with Justice.
Well, if you guys change your mind, then please join us at the Outback, okay?
Okay.
I think we should eat at the Port Charles Grill.
No, it's too formal. Besides, the Outback has burgers that are to die for.
Okay, fine. In that case, I better call and make reservations.
What? Mac will find us a table.
Better safe than sorry. You get everyone settled in the car, and I'll make a quick phone call.
Okay.
You're always ready to give anybody your advice about anything, so why can't you just tell me what you really think?
Because you are getting ready to draw a line in the sand and dare Uncle Dave to step across it. And you want to use my validation to wave like a flag at the battlefront.
So you are on my side.
You know, you are worse than some lawyers I know, putting words into people's mouths. I refuse to be drawn into this debate.
It's not a debate. I'm perfectly capable of making up my own mind, which I have.
Well, then, I will be here when the dust settles with tea and sympathy.
Oh, the man thinks he's so smart. So has Simone.
Very well, thanks. We have a dinner date at Luke's tonight.
Now, you leave something for the late risers now.
Mom.
Hey.
Morning.
Reginald discovered a new croissant at Emil's Bakery. Try it.
Okay.
How you doing?
Okay.
You sleep well?
Not particularly, but then that's par for the course. What are these things on the croissant?
Those are poppy seeds.
Right. I think I'm going to stick with this coffee.
Paige and Emily up yet?
Paige has decided to sleep in this morning, and Emily's going to stay with her.
Mom, is Emily okay? Because I've tried, but I'm not making a lot of progress.
No. Emily likes all of us. She really does. She's just having a tough time right now, and being quiet is her way of getting through.
Yeah. I'd be pretty overwhelmed if I was in that situation myself.
You almost were, Jason, but you did okay. So that leaves our house guests. Any idea where they are?
They're having breakfast in the jacuzzi.
In snow?
That seems to have been the point.
Well, the Cirillos are really making a morning of it.
But what is this thing with cold pasta for breakfast?
Oh, that is part of the whole new family dynamic.
It's easy to see where Lois gets her energy.
I'm telling you, they jump into life with both feet.
Not to mention her particular ways of expressing herself.
Well, I'm looking forward to them becoming part of this extended family. Especially the way Carmine hands it back to you, Father.
Well, that shows what you know. I thought that Carmine and I got along quite well.
Edward, well, is very much on my mind this morning. I need to ask your help about something, and now is as good a time as any, I guess.
Anything, my dear.
I don't know if I'll ever be able to explain to anyone fully the impact or the value of my time at La Mesa, but I can say I really do miss the support of that group. They weren't a family. They were extensions of myself. They were my conscience, my alter ego, my spiritual guide, in a way that nobody that hasn't been in the same situation could be. They were gifts. And I can honestly say that I owe my survival in large measure to them. And I know Paige feels that they've made her life much more valuable. So now Paige and I are kind of a mini support group, but as they say, there's strength in numbers. I know so many patients that could have benefited from my experience. They still can. I'd like to be able to give them that. I would like to start a wellness group under the auspices of General Hospital.
And how much easier it will be to sell this to the hospital board if you have the underwriting already sewn up.
Gee, and I thought I was being so subtle.
You forget with whom you are dealing. So, opinions?
No, I think it's a terrific idea, both for the hospital and for Mom. count on me for whatever help I can give.
Thank you.
Look, Mom, I don't want to run out on this, but I'm meeting Keisha in 15 minutes.
Okay.
Good luck. Anything I can do to help, okay?
Thank you, sweetheart.
Okay. Bye, everybody. I'll check in later.
Now, that was predictable. So, Alan?
Well, Monica and I have already decided to make a financial contribution to this, and I do think that it will provide a much-needed service to the GH community. And probably the board of directors is going to take about 5 minutes to approve the idea.
No caveats?
Only the notion that Monica's going to take on the burden of leadership at this particular time in her recovery. But I have already been shot down on that particular point, so insofar as I'm concerned, it's a green light.
Well, put together the figures, and we'll do what we can.
Come on in, Jason. I hear you and Keisha are gonna have a strategy session.
Yeah, she says we need a battle plan.
Oh, you expect the worst.
Shouldn't we, Grammy?
I don't presume to give you any more advice on this girl.
Fair enough, but you should know that I want to tell Daddy as pleasantly as possible, and then we're leaving for Paris.
Yeah, Ned has the plane on call.
Just like that.
There's no point in dragging it out. The only question is when Dad's going to get here.
Well, I expect him around dinner time.
Okay. Well, I think it would be a good idea to let him eat and relax for a while before hitting him with this.
Very good. Smart move.
Do you want me here?
I think I should speak to him alone first, but I sure could use you nearby. Just to lend some of that handsome, solid presence of yours when the time's right.
Okay, just tell me when you want me.
So you're just feeding it to him little by little.
Right.
It's a very wise move, you know.
You know your father very well.
I've had plenty of practice.
Oh, my goodness.
Hello, Mama.
Hi, David. How you doing?
None the worse for wear.
Look at that.
Daddy,
Keisha, sweetheart.
we weren't expecting you till dinner.
You said it was important, so I cleared the decks and got myself up here. So, what's this all about?
You've always been a man in a hurry, David.
Daddy, may I introduce Jason Quartermain? Jason, this is my father.
How do you do, sir?
I do well, thank you. Now, I certainly recognize your last name, but I also recognize your first, Jason. You're on the board of the Charles Street Foundation.
Yes, sir. So's my brother, AJ.
Jason's been involved in the Bradley Ward house and the fight against the incinerator since the very beginning.
Even though it was your family's business.
Yes, sir. I disagreed with him.
Jason's been a very good friend to Charles Street. And to me.
Uh-huh. You go to PCU?
Pre-med.
I see. And am I right to assume that you're involved in some way with the situation that brought me here?
Yes, sir, you can say that.
So?
Daddy, maybe this should wait until after you've had a chance to rest up after your trip.
If I wanted to rest, sweetheart, I'd have stayed at home.
Okay. Okay, well, here goes. Daddy? Jason and I are going to Paris together over spring break.
You're what?
So thanks to Jason, I won't have to pay for airfare either way. And I have enough money saved up to afford a hotel in the student quarter, where rates are a lot lower. We don't have to eat in four-star restaurants. And we'll walk everywhere. It's the only way to see Paris anyway, right? Daddy, it's 1 week.
Keisha, when I agreed to let you stay here with your grandmother, it was because you said you needed space in a no-pressure environment so you could figure out what you wanted to do with your life. I expected you to be studying, taking your education seriously. But now you say you're flying off to Paris in a private jet in the middle of the term. This is exactly the kind of thing that made me hesitate to to allow you to stay in Port Charles in the first place. This is a betrayal of our agreement, Keisha.
No, it's not, Daddy. I have been studying hard. I've done all the required work, and my grades are good, and school's closed at spring break.
Your responsibilities don't end simply because school's closed.
This trip is a way of continuing education. Paris is full of history, Daddy. I want to learn about it.
With all due respect to Jason's character, I think this trip has less to do with learning about Paris than it has with learning about each other.
You know, I could have lied to you. I could have told you I was traveling with some girlfriends. But I have too much respect for you and for Grammy to do that. So I'm trying to do the responsible thing by telling you where I'm going and with whom.
And that's supposed to make it all right?
There's nothing wrong with going to Paris, Daddy. So I'm going. Now you know. Jason, I'll be packing.
Mr. Ward, may I explain? You see, this trip came about because, well, I'm a history nut. I've been to Paris many times. I was in school in Switzerland. But I went back with my French class a couple months ago. And I came home more in love with it than ever. The history came alive for me this time. And Keisha caught the bug. We both got kind of passionate about it.
I believe passion's the motive, all right. But I doubt that French history has much to do with it.
It's your prerogative, sir.
This would explain your involvement with the Foundation.
David, no.
No, it's
Jason,
it's all right. It's all right, Mary May. It's true. My feelings for Keisha, my respect for her came before I got involved with the Foundation. My interest in all of Charles Street started with Keisha. But since then, I've learned a lot about the value of community from Mrs. Ward and Justice. And all I'm doing is trying to use those things I've learned and put them into action. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go help Keisha pack.
Did I blow that as bad as I think I did?
You've had finer moments.
Should I lie to her? Should I tell her I think it's a good idea when I know perfectly well it'll lead to nothing but trouble?
Tomorrow, how much do you...
Should I be easy about this, Mama? After everything I've learned this past year about you and Edward Quartermain and Bradley, should I be pleased that my daughter's getting involved with another Quartermain?
Look, don't think I haven't voiced the same concern to Keisha on more than one occasion.
But she's gone on.
Yeah, but you can't argue with her taste. I mean, Jason's a good soul. He's solid, intelligent, and a responsible young man.
And a Quartermain.
Oh, but as unlike a Quartermain as anybody can get.
You know how I feel. I don't want you to do this.
And you know how I feel. I'm gonna go.
I behaved badly before.
Got that right.
But Keisha, sweetheart, this trip appears to me to have serious overtones and implications I don't think you've addressed.
Teddy, you're wrong. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Going to Paris.
Yeah. Right now, our plane's waiting for us.
Well, I hope to see you again under easier circumstances. Goodbye, Mary May.
Bye, sweetheart. Safe trip.
Okay. You know, I never quite got the hang of accepting it as my due, you know? I mean, this is the first time I ever used this thing for myself. By the way, I can't think of a better reason than that sparkle in your eyes.
I almost feel guilty for enjoying it so much.
Hold that thought. Now bash it into the ground because we're both too susceptible to guilt. Okay? We are on this trip to enjoy it. Agreed?
Agreed. I want to go everywhere and see everything.
Oh, no rules. We'll just go wherever the urge takes us.
Jason, I never realized you were so bossy.
Well, you'll probably find out a lot about me in the next week. Alone, together, in Europe. No family, no friends, no responsibilities.
Except to ourselves.
And to each other. You think you can handle that?
I'm not sure. I think I'll need a kiss to be able to answer with any degree of certainty.
I got lots of those for you.
Oh my gosh. Responsibilities. I forgot to tell AJ we were going away. He expects me at the Foundation office tomorrow.
There you go. Tell me on a date with me in Paris.
There it is.
I ordered that up just for you.
I don't think I have ever seen anything more beautiful.
I have.
Sir, I reserved 2 rooms. I have a confirmation number.
This is the only room available. Mix-ups sometimes happen.
Oh, it's not that bad. The world will look a lot better after a nice hot bath.
Bathrooms down the hall.
Down the hall. You mean it's communal?
But clean.
You gotta be kidding. Oh, no, thanks. I'll get that.
Well, you can always say we tried to be discreet.
Yeah, well, I can think of a lot worse things than being forced to sleep with you. I'll tough it out if you will.
Honestly, the thought of falling asleep in your arms takes my breath away.
Pardonnez-moi. Excuse me, can I help you?
Ce n'est pas ma chambre.
For crying out loud. It's broken.
Great.
There you go. That should help.
I'm thirsty. Do you want some water?
Water, sure. That'd be great. Oh.
Ooh. Oh, gosh.
That's disgusting.
I am really not that thirsty.
Let's check out the view.
Ooh, ooh.
Well, who needs it? I'd rather look at you anyway.
What are they saying?
You don't want to know. That's it. I'm out of here. That's it. I brought a credit card in case of emergencies. And this qualifies. We check into the first 4-star hotel we can find at 3 in the morning, and we're going to spend our first night in Paris in a room with a bathroom behind a door that locks with clean, nice, clear water coming out of the pipes.
Then I'd be taking your money, Jason. I already told you I'm not comfortable with
Keisha, I respect your feelings about wanting to pay your own way, but this isn't exactly the adventure we signed on for. How about a compromise?
that. I'm listening.
Well, EOQ has a sister hotel right here in Paris. One mention the Quartermain name, we end up in a suite. Free of charge. You won't be using my money just for the connections.
Race you to the door.
No, this way!
Tonight, it's hard. You're getting a divorce.
I'm sorry.
I hope you will enjoy your stay. The bathing chamber, the sleeping chamber. If there's anything you wish, Monsieur Quartermain, you must call. Georges VI is at your service.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, welcome to Paris. Upgraded.
Jason. The Champs-Élysées right out the window.
Yeah, we'll see it up close in the morning, which is almost here.
I know you're used to this kind of thing, Jason, but I cannot get over this place. I mean, antique everything. Flowers and fruit. This is really all free just because your family owns a sister hotel. Now, you wouldn't kid me, would you?
Oh, I guess there are a few perks in being a Quartermain.
It's incredible. I thank you and your connections, but from now on, share and share alike on the expenses,
Okay,
all right?
you got it. No limo?
No.
We'll walk or take the metro. That's the subway, wherever we go.
Absolutely. Oh, I want to go everywhere and see everything.
I plan to conduct a complete tour. Champs-Élysées, Arc de Triomphe, Notre Dame.
Sacre-Cœur. We got to do Montmartre. Do you think the artists still hang out there?
I guess we'll see. But what I most want you to experience is just the sense of the city.
The ambiance?
Yeah. But more than that, its soul, its pulse. I'm really starting to sound corny, aren't I?
No, you are wonderful. That's why I'm here with you.
Well, with all that ahead of us, we should probably try to get some sleep.
Sleep? I know what time it is, but I don't see how I could possibly sleep. I think I'm what they call overstimulated.
Look, Keisha, if you have any problems with the sleeping arrangements, really, there's no pressure.
No, I don't feel pressure.
Yeah, but if you change your mind or anything, I have no problem with sleeping right here on the couch.
Jason. You don't need to do that.
This stalwart, sensible son has flown off in the company jet to Paris with Keisha Ward.
What I meant was that you don't have to. I don't want you to sleep on the couch. I mean, unless you want to, which, of course, if you do, then I feel mortified.
No. What I need you to know is that when I suggested this trip, I wasn't looking to use the occasion for anything. You weren't ready for it. That is, I wasn't planning on anything.
I know that. I know you, Jason.
good.
But I was. I mean, I thought really smooth. What I mean is that I just thought, you know how I feel about you, and the way our relationship has been going, I just thought that, well, I guess I hoped that it would, you know, lead up to that point, and if it did, it just seemed to me that this would be a beautiful place and time to have it happen. Oh, jeez.
No, Keisha, do you know how great that was to hear? And how wonderful I think you are? Keisha, you are everything I ever imagined I could want in a woman. I mean, the way you look, the way you think, your dedication to everything you put your mind to, your sense of humor. I mean, God, I love your laugh. You're so good to be with. I know people envy my family and what we have, but see, it doesn't really mean much. Because my life didn't make any sense at all until you came into it.
Yeah, that is exactly how it is for me, Jason. Everything was such a jumble, and when I met you, it all fell into place, you know? I love your strength, and I love your gentleness. I love your decency. And you are very good to look at yourself. If you didn't bring any protection,
I guess it must have been my subconscious that drove me to the drugstore.
You know, I think you should know.
What?
This is my first time.
Okay. As long as we're into disclosure, it's mine too.
Great. How are we gonna know what we're doing?
I have a feeling we'll know.
This is very strange.
How would we know?
I meant that the first time is supposed to be awful.
So, 2 first times equals really awful?
Well, not awful, but awkward and not very...
As satisfactory as it might be.
something like that. It's supposed to get better with practice. I don't see how it could get any better than this.
Frankly,
Yeah?
neither do I. Why do you think that is?
Well, maybe because we didn't rush into it.
No, we sure didn't.
We waited till we really knew each other well and trusted each other a lot.
Could be. On the other hand, it could be the fact that we're both very, very hot.
Yeah, I like the sound of that.
You know, you and I work very well together.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in all kinds of ways.
Yes.
I knew that right away, you know.
You did?
Sure, the first time I saw you at the nurse's ball. Oh, baby, you had on that great black and white dress.
Mm-hmm. I think every woman there had on black or white. Or both.
Well, you outshined them all. And I knew.
I knew it would end up like this.
Maybe in my heart of hearts I hoped that, but I am much too decent to have fantasized this that night.
Of course. So, what then?
I knew. I knew in that moment that you were going to be someone incredibly important in my life. Tomorrow, on the Metro, I'll show you some fantastic maps they have down there. You know, you press a button for your destination,
Mm-hmm.
and the map lights up the route you should take. And when I first saw you that night, it was something like that.
Mm. I think that's the most romantic thing I've ever heard. Say it again.
What, about the Metro map?
No, just the part about how important I'd be.
You are the most important, most essential thing in my life.
How's Keisha's family with all this?
They're probably more concerned than we are.
Not surprised. I mean, I'm worried, but if it was my daughter, not my son... Oh, my God, what a sexist remark that is.
Sexist, racist. Are we? I've searched my soul, Alan. I don't think there's racial prejudice here. I'm truly afraid for them.
Me too. You know, the world's made very big strides, but an interracial couple, my goodness, that's tough.
I think of Jason as being the most dependable person I know. He's not only smart, but he thinks before he makes a move.
I know he does, but I gotta tell you, love wreaks havoc with the intellect.
Boy, does it ever. Oh, this feels good.
You'll never know how good this feels.
So, how are things with Bobby?
Well, we talked mostly about you.
Me or the wellness group?
Both. You know what she told me?
Hmm.
She told me to stand by your side and lend you all my support.
Bless her heart. She really is a pal. What did you say?
You may not want to hear it.
No, I do. What?
I said it would be difficult to stand by your side. It was occupied at the moment.
I'm sorry. I really hate having you feel that way about Paige.
I do too. I can't help the way I feel, Monica.
You have the most miraculous face. It's so beautiful. Your skin is almost luminous.
Hope you don't love me just for my complexion.
No. I love what shines out of your eyes.
It's scary to feel this happy. I mean, I'm not an unhappy person, but I didn't know about this.
Well, I'd heard rumors, but I never thought I'd ever be this lucky.
Mm.
Are you sleepy? Because we can grab a few hours and still have half the morning.
And Miss Paris at dawn? You promised me Paris at dawn. And you promised me an authentic Parisian breakfast. Believe me, I'm ready for it. I want a serious croissant. Or better yet, a brioche. Do you know I've never even had a brioche?
Well, let's hope that doesn't disappoint you either. Come on, if we hurry, we can see the sunrise from the Eiffel Tower.
Do you think they sell postcards there?
Sure. Why?
I feel a sudden need to send one to Dad and Granny May.
Hey. Hi, AJ.
Dad, is Mom asleep?
She's tending to our guests.
I suppose you probably heard the news about Jason.
Ain't love grand?
Wait, you know, I think, frankly, they've got a lot of nerve. I just checked my answering machine over at the foundation, and there's this message from Keisha, all bubbly, probably calling from the airplane, blithely explaining to me that she just won't be into work next week. Just like that.
You wouldn't be a little jealous, would you?
Well, more importantly than that, Dad, I'm a little upset that my brother has just taken my assistant in the middle of this grant application process.
This is a new wrinkle. You being responsible and your brother running wild.
Hey, this isn't funny, Dad. Jason wanted to be on the board of the foundation. Now he just turns around and he does this.
I read you, AJ. You know what's the most perplexing thing about all this? You get to a point you really figure you've got everybody down in your family absolutely pat. Then they go ahead and they change on you.
Well, I guess you never know what to expect.
I'll tell you what I didn't expect. I didn't expect for you to be able to walk into this foundation and handle it as well as you have. I'm very proud of you, AJ. Insofar as your brother's concerned, I hope he knows what he's doing.
I love this place. How did you ever find it? It's so tucked away.
Well, when I was here in February, someone just recommended it to me, but I didn't get a chance to check it out, which is great because I'd much rather discover it with you.
This whole trip is like a dream. I've lost all sense of the real world.
Well, for now, this is the real world.
I don't even know what time it is.
That's totally appropriate. Since we're on vacation, time is irrelevant.
No, you don't understand.
No.
I always know what time it is. I'm compulsive that way.
You shouldn't have told me that.
Why?
I'm just confiscating your watch when you go to sleep tonight.
Come on, Jason, you're not even a little curious.
What? Oh, about the hour?
Yeah.
No. But I'll humor you. Midnight?
Would you believe 2 a.m.?
Really?
Yes.
Wow. I never would have guessed from the buzz I got going.
Or would that be courtesy of the wine or the espresso?
All credit goes to you. See, April in Paris is, it's great. And of course I can see how people get inspired to write songs about it. But, Keisha, if I were here alone, it could be like Kenosha, Wisconsin, in the dead of winter. Just a magic ingredient.
Spoken like a man in love.
I'll wear that label.
I am so happy right now. In my wildest dreams, I never thought it could be as good as this.
I'll make you a deal.
What?
You tell me your wildest dreams, and I'll see what I can do about better.
My grandmother, who happens to be a very wise woman,
Yes, I agree.
has told me since I was old enough to listen that a woman has to have her secrets.
Well, then what about the poor guys like me who want to make their ladies' wildest dreams come true, but they won't tell them what they are?
Well, you'll have to use your imagination. And from experience, I know you've got a great one.
I'm getting a few flashes of inspirations right now.
Hold those thoughts.
You better stop looking at me like that.
Or
I won't be responsible for what I do in public.
is that a threat or a promise?
Whatever you want to make it. You know, this is almost one of life's perfect little moments.
What's missing?
Air. I mean, have you ever seen so many cigarette smokers in one place?
Geez, are they smoking cigarettes? I thought it was asphalt.
Europeans are very, very serious about their cigarette smoking. It's none of that sissy filter stuff.
What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
What is your pleasure, monsieur?
Gauloise. Unfiltered, of course.
But of course.
Merci.
I don't know what to say. First of all, I
Yes.
thought roving cigarette girls became obsolete and we're back in the 50s. And secondly, I had no idea you smoked.
I am bored. Perpetually bored. This is my lot in life and I accept it. But you, I could get more excited about.
Why is that?
You are American?
Oh, you like American women?
Oui, I find them very amusing, very worldly with a parochial sort of way. Though their negative attitudes about my cigarettes distress and confounds me. However, I can tell you are different from the rest. Something tells me you're possibly a woman capable of appreciating the Parisian flair du savoir-vivre. But, of course, I cannot expect you to entree the experience being so...
Parochial.
Oui. It is so parochial. But you may stick around or observe my life, if this is what you wish.
Oh, but how could I refuse a man with such a way with women?
You cannot. Cigarette.
Oh, oui. But of course.
I'm more convinced than ever a walking tour in Paris is the way to go.
True, but there's a lot to be said for people watching from a position on your butt, too. We have a pretty interesting bunch here, don't you think?
Yeah, mostly couples. All right. Who do you think is the most in love?
The most in love? Well, not them, that's for sure.
No, not them. All right. How about them?
I wouldn't trust her for a minute.
Why not?
She's got ulterior motive written all over her face. Poor sucker, he's about to be run over any minute. Oh, end of search. They win hands down. Oh.
I'd give him a very, very close second.
Who'd I miss?
Us.
You didn't tell me we were in the running.
Would it have made a difference?
There wouldn't have been any contest.
All right, put your shoes back on.
What?
Come on, just a brief detour.
Jason, no.
Then we'll go to the hotel and I'll give you a foot massage that you'll remember for life. There's just something I want you to see. Come on.
All right. Will you carry me?
We're standing on the oldest bridge in Paris. It's called Pont Neuf. That means new bridge. Go figure.
Look at the lights, the way they sparkle against the water. So beautiful. It's amazing.
It's a backdrop for you, my lady. Just listen.
I don't hear anything. Except the water lapping against the bridge.
Exactly. We could be alone in the world right now. With this fabulous light show put on just for us. Keisha. I will never forget this moment. I mean, I'm standing here with you. I've never been happier. Or more at peace. Or more sure of anything. You know, I used to wonder what it would be like to finally fall in love. You know, I'd wonder how it would change me. Sometimes I didn't even think it would happen at all. I figured I'd probably be too busy trying to excel at something else, and it would pass me right by. Then I looked up one night, and you walked into the nurse's ball. To say, I love you seems so inadequate. But it's the best we got. I love you, Keisha. With everything I am. I love you.
I'd like to go on the record, too.
I'm listening.
You're amazing, Jason. I've never met anyone who's so full of wonderful contradictions. I mean, you're clear-headed and rational, yet you're a hopeless romantic. You're dependable and reliable, yet spontaneous enough to take me to Europe on a moment's notice. You're strong. Yet your touch on my body is so tender. I love you too, Jason. I love you so much.